All right, watch tier list, man. Y'all subscribe to my channel. I'll start a watch collector.
This one costs $50 million, but your watch owning journey begins here with a 30.
If are any of y'all into watches, like, is there any other than like fashion? Is there any reason to wear them? Like, you got your phone, blase, and it tell time. Like, tell me the hype on watches if you're into watches.
Flick Flack. Flick Flacks are simple, playful watches built to teach kids how to tell time. The Flick Flack has unbeatable quality. With great durability and elegant designs, it's the perfect start to your watch owning journey. But as you get older, you want a watch that's cooler.
Casio?
So for $40, you buy a Casio.
Hey, I used to have one of these. I used to have a Casio.
A brand that sets the standard for a watch at an affordable tier. Is there honestly one that does it any better than
Casio? In 1957 made the first compact electronic calculator. 23 years later, they made one for your wrist. The Japanese company has a wide range of quality, affordable watches with timeless designs. The legendary Casio F91W was worn throughout history by highly influential figures like Osama bin Laden and Osama bin Laden's bombs.
Yo, shout out.
Your Casio is great and you love wearing it. But as you get older, you start to want something classier. The Timex Weekender, a brand with American roots, Timex had a mission to make affordable watches with great quality and durability.
Notice how it captures the elegance of the most expensive watches.
Was it $60?
Timex, you think of the Weekender aesthetic.
I love the simple design of these pieces. The Indiglow is a fun, like, just kind of treat with this.
Your Timex serves you well. Maybe you should buy another traditional watch. Or maybe
$259.
you shouldn't.
This is all slightly absurd. You don't need a watch nowadays.
Because by this point in your
Literally, that's what I just said.
journey, you're working towards becoming a young professional. You can't wear an antiquated trinket. You need something practical and productive. So for $250, you buy an Apple Watch SE.
I see a lot of people that my mom got an Apple Watch. I'm jaded against all watches in general. I don't wear a lot of accessories. I don't get this one either. Like, what do you need an Apple Watch for? If you got an Apple phone, just open your phone, bro. Like,
released in 2015, and 4 years later, it outsold every Swiss watchmaker combined. The Swiss watch industry got thrown out the window faster than an Apple sweatshop worker. Your Apple Watch makes you wake up with its vibrating alarm feature. It makes you go outside with its step counter. It makes you go to bed with its sleep tracking. Forget intrinsic motivation and the willpower of the human spirit. All you ever needed were 3 colorful circles. But there's a problem with your Apple Watch that no amount of convenience, health tracking, or performance metrics can fix. Your Apple Watch has no soul. Compared to the history, the craftsmanship, and the magic of traditional watches, your Apple Watch is just a sterile slab of tech.
When you walk in a room with that on your wrist, you're telling everybody I'm 20% off retail. I wouldn't be caught dead with that on my wrist.
Rust down 20% off retail.
This is all slightly absurd. You don't need a watch nowadays. But it's just about doing what is exceptional. It's about doing what is, I think, beautiful and something
I feel like really watches are like a niche nowadays, or like niche, like, oh, I'm a watch collector. Like, if you're a watch collector, that's cool. Like, if that's something you like. But I don't think people are passing down their watches anymore. Like, are they? Like, did your dad give you a watch or so? Your grandpa gave you a watch? But I don't necessarily think that I'm gonna give my kids watches. But that would be cool though. I think that's
tell a story
actually get back into giving people watches. I think watches are pretty cool.
And then one day, you throw your Apple Watch out the window and you buy a Seiko Presage. Seiko is a brand that offers some of the best value for money in the entire watch industry. During World War II, Seiko produced military watches for Japanese troops. In 1969, Seiko dropped an atomic bomb on the watch industry when they introduced the quartz movement, which used a battery and a quartz crystal to power a watch. These battery-powered watches were more accurate, affordable, and reliable than traditional mechanical watches. The Presage is Seiko's dress watch line, known for their salacious dials. It's a great watch, but it's just a Seiko. Inspiration comes at odd times. In
I like these. These are
the
cool.
founder of
The
Cartier
little slim ones.
was looking at newspaper photographs of World War I tanks going into battle. And in an act of utter capitalism, he thought to himself, we can make a watch out of this. The Cartier tank has a rectangular...
Look, I think the green one, I don't know if it's Tyler Creator. Now, I'm not into watches, but this is on my Pinterest. I'll probably never buy it in my lifetime right now, the way my life is going. So subscribe to my channel, then maybe I can afford it. But anyways, the way that this one looks in gold and green is
design inspired by the Renault FT17. The iconic watch has transcended the test of time and the boundaries of gender, being worn by everyone from Princess Diana to Muhammad Ali. Its understated elegance makes it a necessary addition to your watch collection.
Shout out to that one.
In 1965, NASA needed an official wristwatch for the Apollo space program. 4 watch brands answered the call, and they faced off in the NASA watch trials. One brand, Hamilton, sent in a pocket watch. The 3 remaining watches were put through rigorous torture tests until the Omega Speedmaster reigned victorious.
$6,000 to take it to space. Like, imagine spending, like, I don't know. Money don't fly for me like that. But $6,000 on your watch, bro, like on my wrist. But if you got it, it ain't tricking if you got it. But $6,000 on the watch, man.
4 years later,
like they're getting up there. Like the first watch was not $20, then $40, then it just jumped to $1,000. Now we're at $6,000.
Master solidified itself in watchmaking history as the first watch on the moon. One small step for man, one giant leap for the Omega marketing team. 57 quintillion Omega Speedmaster models have since been released, all with different styles and complications. Like this one here that shows you the phases of the moon.
Take this. That's an Omega. And that has a moon phase. Do you see the moon in the bottom of it? You see the moon on the bottom of it? It's a real high-resolution photograph of the moon. Do you see the little moon? When it comes full moon, you'll get a real sense of the moon. It's a beautiful high-resolution image.
Joe.
There's one watch brand that everyone knows.
If you asked
the Rolex?
99 of 100 men on the street to name a luxury watch, we all know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
It's just very human to like a Rolex.
For $10,000, you buy a Rolex Submariner.
10,000 big ones, bro. So we went from $6,000 to $10,000 on a watch, which like it would take me what 4 months? Wait, no. Let's see. Yeah, 4 months to get $10,000 to then spend. That's what is that? Quarter of the year? But it was. Yeah, quarter of a year, man, to get a watch, bro. My life
Rolex
savings.
watches were initially built to be tools. When the Submariner released in 1954, it cost $150. But Rolex's superior marketing and pop culture significance entered their brands into the realm of luxury. What was once a symbol of ruggedness and adventure became one of materialistic success. It used to be that you were the man, so you bought a Rolex. But nowadays, you buy a Rolex in hopes of becoming the man. In 1971, AP, on the verge of bankruptcy, called upon legendary designer Gerald Genta to make them an unprecedented steel sports watch. The deadline was one single day. At 11:59 p.m., Genta submitted his assignment, unaware that it would soon become the most influential watch design of all time. With its octagonal bezel, exposed screws, and seamless integrated bracelet, the AP Royal Oak is iconic.
30,000. I'll be hearing rappers talk about APs. AP this, A bust down AP. You know, this is my first time actually ever seeing what an AP is, y'all. For $30,000, bro. Yo, AP, like, if you're watching this, send me an AP. I'll review it. I'll send it back to y'all, but then I will flex. I will flex it.
That's going to make me happy.
Is that a Bugatti Chiron watch?
Yeah. Bugatti has their own watch?
Best seller.
The Jacob & Co. Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon.
Bro, $300,000 for a Bugatti watch. Jacob & Co. Bugatti Chiron Tourbillon. Is it Tourbillon or Tourbillon? I'm too broke to even know how to say it. Crazy. $300,000.
Captures the spirit of a hypercar.
Wow.
Its outside shows.
I wonder, does it come with the car? Because, you know what I mean? If you got the Bugatti, do they give you the watch to say, hey, this is your Bugatti watch?
Flowing lines and curves of a Bugatti. It's inside a Bugatti 16-cylinder engine wind-up toy.
Watch my engine start.
That's pretty cool.
That is super cool. And it's Bugatti.
By this point in your watch-owning journey, you've obtained a level of wealth that is extravagant, abrasive, and dangerous.
So I used to wear my Rolex Daytona a lot, but I had an experience recently. I thought I was gonna get attacked over my Daytona.
With 6 figures on your wrist, you need to be cautious. Maybe you live in London, where you're at risk of getting run up on by machete-wielding bloke.
Bro, if you're from London, why do y'all be stabbing people? Somebody give me the info on that. Can you not have guns in London? It's like a New York thing, situation where guns are outlawed, and they just be like knifing you down. Like, hey, I don't even know. Good day. I think that's Australian. what did they say? I don't even know any British slang. Somebody teach me some British slang.
Don't
hey, you.
wear that in London.
Let me.
Do not wear that in London.
What are they gonna do? Fucking machete me?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally.
No way, bro.
Maybe you live in New York City, where high crime rates and sketchy subways have you watching your back at all times. You might even live in a third world country. No matter the location, you realize that your watches have gone from a simple accessory to an asset, a store of material value. The Lange Turbograph is a token.
I don't know if y'all saw that, but that said $500,000. You can buy a building in Texas, a skyscraper. It was let's go back. I think it said 500,000.
A store of material value.
500,000. I take it back. $500,000. You can buy a whole apartment complex out here, man, where I stay. That's crazy.
Token of affluence, featuring 5 complications, 1,101 parts, and polishing instructions written by the Half-Blood Prince. It's a beautiful piece. Look at this tourbillon, a mechanism originally built to prevent the effects of gravity on pocket watches. Its hypnotic beauty might distract you from the fact that, in modern wristwatches, it's useless. The Fusée chain mechanism in the watch is also completely obsolete. The expert finishing on the movement's inner parts? You never actually see it. Maybe this is all slightly absurd, but maybe that's the point. Richard Mille RM69 Sex.
I hear a lot of rappers talk about the Richard Mille as well. Richard Mille. This is over $500,000. Crazy number, man. Crazy number.
Watch. $696,000.
$696,000, bro. That's more money than I might make in my whole life. I might not make $696,000 my whole life. Somebody has it on their wrist. So imagine how much money they got. If they got a Richard Mille on their wrist, like, bro, boy.
What celebrity do you think owns this watch?
Drake.
Drake's weapon of choice, the RM69, has 3 6-sided rollers which produce randomized erotic messages. For example, let me
D-word, your wet ass P-word.
I want to
S-word,
your
female genitalia.
Let me tell you one thing. When I put a Richard Mille on my wrist, it's just bizarre.
$500,000.
Yo, thanks, bro.
All of a sudden, I walk different. I talk different.
Do people treat you different?
Yes. Yeah.
Remember that Cartier tank you bought for
people? See, the thing about it is, I don't be in rooms with people to even know what kind of watch they got on. To be like, oh, you got on a Richard Mille. Let me make sure I give you some respect. I wouldn't even know that you're got $1 million on your wrist. How would I even know that? Who is he? Like
$5,000. They squished it.
I think it's a cool watch.
Inspiration comes at odd times.
Bro, 1.5 million for the little wavy watch. I be seeing that on Pinterest too. That it's cool. Like, I feel like it's cool. Like, it's a fresh little piece, boy. $1.5 million is the more this video goes on, the more wild that these numbers are getting.
In 1967, a man wearing a Cartier watch got in a car accident. The force of the impact and the heat of the crash melted the oval-shaped case of the man's watch. And when Cartier himself saw the brutally damaged object, he only thought one thing. We can make a watch out of this. That is the backstory of the Cartier crash.
And it's always Tyler, the creator, I see he's cool. Maybe I just like the way, like, his fashion and whatever. He be wearing some cool stuff.
According to the Cartier marketing department.
Cap.
The actual backstory of the watch is much simpler. Rich people got bored. Thus spawned the Cartier crash, a perfectly imperfect watch. Chaotic, but calculated. When it was released, no one liked it. Then Kanye wore it, and everyone liked it. A lot.
Kanye said, only millionaires wear chains. They said, what? He said, I'm a billionaire. Billionaires don't wear their money on their body.
The Jacob & Co. billionaire is the ultimate.
What am I doing with my life to where watches mean more than me? $18 million watch. Why is it $18 million? What is this watch doing to be $18 million?
Ultimate display of opulence. Thanos scoured the universe for infinity stones. Jacob & Co. scoured the earth for perfect diamonds.
They make diamonds now. They make perfect diamonds. What are we
to
doing?
assemble this gauntlet. With the Jacob & Co. billionaire, you could simply snap your fingers and you'd be getting robbed at gunpoint.
So I told my team, we're gonna build a watch.
It took us almost 4 years to find the stones.
I've never put anything like this on my wrist.
Oh, that's the same guy from the last one. He must be a watch guru.
21 billionaire watches have been made, with one model being owned by world-famous billionaire Floyd Mayweather.
I was the first one wearing the Patek Philippe. And, you know, I was the first one.
That's Floyd Mayweather got a lot of money though. He owns skyscrapers.
Patek Philippe made the first Swiss wristwatch. This was a time when pocket watches dominated the industry. Wristwatches were seen as feminine, not to be taken seriously by men. In 1914, the Albuquerque Journal said, "The fellow who wears a wristwatch is frequently suspected of having lace on his lingerie and of braiding his hair at night."
They cooking me with the braid in the hair.
But after a few years of war and marketing, the wristwatch transformed from a small piece of woman's jewelry to a masculine tool and a unit of legacy. Men went from calling wristwatches gay to waxing their forearms so they don't tarnish their wristwatch. Perceptions and interests are in perpetual motion. A small trinket that tells the time can be a toy,
was that the last one?
a tool,
18 million?
a status symbol, and even a work of art.
No, this is the last one. Y'all look at that. Look at this. Look at this watch. $55 million. That's just crazy. That's
Each one
just
of these
wild.
stones
But this is
has
a
a
cool
story.
one.
Carbon, exposed to extreme heat and pressure in the Earth's mantle, transforms into diamond before being pushed to the Earth's surface through volcanic eruption. These magical gems hide patiently in eruption sites until they inevitably get dug up by little African boys. You may get so lost in the sparkle of your 110-carat graph hallucination that you don't even notice the time passing by on its minuscule dial.
They don't even got time
and
on
beneath
there.
that dial is the same type of watch movement that was in your flick-flack. The world's most expensive watch has an economical, battery-powered quartz movement.
What advice would you give to young guys or young girls just getting into watches now?
Just getting into watches. It's all about the progression. Don't jump out the window.
Right.
Off the bat.
Gotta start from the bottom. Nah, man, but that's wild. From $20 to $55 million. Let me know where y'all at on y'all watch journey. Is there any $55 million guys out there? Cause that's crazy. Please sponsor me. But anyway, subscribe to my channel, man. I am Aubrey Love, and let's go watch another one if you can.